Become a podcast buddy now and get exclusive access to the new podcast episodes. You can find more information about this on my website schulze-kopp.de.
Welcome to this podcast.
Water Polo Expert Talk. Get the insights.
Yeah, so we are live and we are back with the Water Polo Expert Talk. And today we have the same or the first guest from the Asia area. So Shio, welcome to the podcast and thanks for your time today. And as usual, we should start with a short introduction of yourself. So I hand it over to you. So welcome.
Thank you for having me in this podcast. So my name is Yoshinori Shiota. I'm a head coach of Japan water polo national team now. So I became a head coach after Tokyo Olympics.
Yeah. So and in the preparation for the talk today, so you know that, but I realized that you are also having some or spent some time in Germany and also in Hanover, right? So do you have any, let's say, memories on your time here in Hanover and in Germany?
So I used to live in Germany for 5 years. I played by Spandau for 2 years. Then I moved to Hanover and I played for Hanover for 3 years. So it was 2006 to 2011.
So are there any things you have a special remember or special thoughts about when you're thinking, okay, playing in Germany? So are there any special memories from here?
Yeah, special memories. We won the Bundesliga title. I think 2 times. So I became 2 times Bundesliga champion by Spandau 04. Yeah, that was a great memory for me.
So when you play, maybe also with several other guys here from Germany together in the teams of Spandau or also from Waspo, are there any connections to these guys from the past that you say?
Yes,
I'm still in touch with them, with somebody?
Yes, my good friend is Moritz Wura and Tobias Preuss.
Mm-hmm.
So these 2 guys came to Japan and so we celebrated my my Hochzeit. How do you say?
Okay.
My
wedding.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So in this case, there's not only the sports aspect in front of the connection.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah. So also the private life, private connection. Then in this case.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned already that you are right now the national or the head coach of the Japan national men's team, and you're very busy over the last couple of weeks and months with your team. So, where do you play the last couple of games? Yeah, so there are so many tournaments going on at the moment.
Yes, last week we played World Cup, so first division in Croatia. So we played with Croatia, Italy, and Hungary, USA, and France. So 6 teams in this group.
Okay. So when you go into these kind of tournaments with your team, are there any special preparations from your side or also from your staff and in terms of preparation for these kind of tournaments? Because I think you have also the challenge of traveling so many distances or so long distances than here to Germany or to Europe, not to Germany, to Europe. Are there any special preparations for you and your team in this cases of these kind of tournaments?
So before this tournament, we couldn't have a time for preparation because our 8 players are playing in outside of Japan. so 5 players in Europe and 3 players in Australia. So we couldn't prepare very well for this tournament. But so in Japan there is a problem. So we have a no professional league. So especially this moment. So we need more experience. Yeah. So team experience and the players' experience. So this tournament, the World Cup, was very good for us because we can play so high level games. Yeah, that was good for us.
Okay, so when you say, okay, there are several players playing outside of Japan, so in Europe and in Australia, do you think also it's necessary for you and your national team to have these kind of players playing in Europe on these kind of level of water polo? Because this is also something I heard from other coaches. Yeah, so saying, okay, I'm living in also from the USA, for example, saying it's really necessary to have these kind of players playing in Europe for Recco or Olympiacos or Barceloneta, for example, to have these kind of players inside your team, yeah, with these experiences. So it's also for you a very important point then?
Yeah, it's very important. So our player to play in Europe and also top levels. Unfortunately, so there is no top level players. So one player, so Inaba is playing Trieste, and 4 players playing in Greece, but not high level team, you know. So but they are trying to get a more better team.
But when you play as a water polo player in Greece, yeah, as a professional water polo player, I think it's anyway an advantage for any team, yeah. So that you have these kind of players.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's necessary to play outside of Japan, to get more experience.
And these kind of players, when they play outside of Japan and Europe, do you think also that these kind of players have some kind of role model for other players growing up, or young athletes in Japan, saying, okay, I would like also to play in Europe, in Greece, or in Italy, Hungary, whatever, just to have these kind of players playing in Europe also as a role model for young players?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When you say, okay, we have not a professional league in Japan at the moment, maybe you can give us some more information about the level or the system of the league in Japan. Is it quite the same like in Germany or in other European countries? So it's
quite the same like USA. So so most of the teams are school teams, so high school team or university team. Then if you graduated university, so there is no chance to play in Japan because there is no professional league. So if you graduated a college, you have to go outside of Japan.
Okay.
So for example, Europe or Australia. Yeah, we are doing like this.
Okay.
So but there's one championship, Japan Championships, in October. So these championships is only the competition for all players, you know. So I mean for all players. So graduated player can play these championships, and there is two big club teams, Kingfisher 74 and Bourbon Water Polo Club. So 8 of 13 players. So 8 players out of 13 national players come from Kingfisher, and 3 players out of 13 come from Bourbon, and other 2 players belong university team.
Yeah, so in this case, really the universals and the school system is really then an important part of the whole system. Yeah, let's say it that way. So it's quite the same as in the USA. You mentioned, in the US, and somehow different to the leagues in Europe, where you do not have any connection really to the school systems or to the universities. Yeah, right. Here in Europe. But how popular is water polo in Japan? So maybe to give us or to get a better feeling about the popularity of water polo. So is it popular in Japan from your point of view?
I think no. It's not popular in Japan.
Yeah. Not so popular as you wanted.
I think water polo population in Japan is 4,000 or maybe maximum 5,000 people are playing water polo in Japan. It's not so big.
It's not so big, yeah. So not so many people playing water polo then in this case.
Yes.
Are there any or what are the other sports activities then in Japan? So where are you in fight with your kids or with your athletes in this case? So is it swimming or what is it?
I guess baseball. Baseball is the most popular sport in Japan, and soccer, so football, also popular. Yeah, these two sports is most popular sports in Japan.
Yeah, so at least we have the same kind of problem with soccer or with football then in this case. For sure, not with baseball. Yeah, but I think this is maybe then the same thing, maybe like in the US. Yeah, so what do you think? What makes these sports in another way like water polo? Are there any things or any activities, any facts or details coming from soccer or baseball where water polo guys or the organization can say, okay, maybe these activities or things we can do to make water polo a little bit more attractive in Japan also?
So I think first we have to participate Olympic Games. So before Rio Olympic Games, we couldn't qualify Olympic Games 32 years.
Oh, okay. That's quite a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time. But we qualified finally Rio Olympic Games. Then we played Tokyo Olympic Games too. So now so our goal is to qualify Paris Olympics game, and we have to get a medal, gold medal, silver medal, bronze medal. If we get the medal, it's gonna be more famous in Japan, I think.
Yeah.
So this is our goal,
Yeah. So it's maybe the best. I would say the easiest way to get really so much more young kids and athletes to the pool, but it's really the most effective way, to get more kids saying, okay, I would like to play water polo instead of baseball or soccer or whatever. Yeah, so it's quite the same goal like we have here in Germany. To qualify again for some big tournaments again, and at the moment we are let's say in a reorganization and reshaping of the team and the whole organization. So, and this really took time. Yeah. So when you really lose some good experience.
Strong.
Yeah, exactly. And it could only be so strong as your player or your league is at this moment. Yeah. So in this case, we have really not a problem, but an issue in some cases. Yeah, so that we have two strong teams in the league. Yeah, with Waspo and Spandau. But on the other side, we have also so many foreign players in these kind of teams. Yeah, so that it's hard for young athletes to come into the team here in Germany, playing, collect their experiences, and say, okay, then we have the chance to bring them to the national team in a better condition or with better skills at the end. Yeah, so this is somehow the situation, the difficulties we deal with at the moment. Are there any, let's say it the other way around? So when we say we do not have really enough kids playing water polo at the very beginning or at the moment, are there any things you can think of, okay, this could be an activity to say, okay, I get more kids for water polo, or some activities in the school, in the primary school, for example, to say, okay, I would like to give some information or basic information, instructions, or to come in touch with the kids. So are there any activities also in the primary school in Japan in this case? Or is it only the university you mentioned before?
So in elementary school, do you mean?
Yeah, for example. Yeah, so that what we do not start at the university level. Yeah, so but start a little bit earlier, some stages earlier in the school. Are there also any activities?
I think no. So in elementary school, there is a swimming class, but there is not water polo class.
Okay. Yeah, so it goes over the swimming class then to say, okay, maybe this kid is somehow interested in not only swimming, but also maybe interesting in doing something with the ball in the water.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this case, it's quite the same thing, as in many other countries. Yeah. So when we are talking about water polo, so many players at the moment, or also in the past, coming from the swim sport. Yeah. Saying, okay.
Yes. I think water polo is I think water polo is too hard for the kids and beginner. You know, so we have to modify the rule, and for example, you can stand the pool. 2 meter is too deep, I think.
Yeah, for most of the kids yet.
Yeah, they cannot egg beater. So first shallow pool. You can use shallow pool, and you can stand and throw the ball, and so make a rule easier. Yeah. If we're gonna do like this, then more kids or more people can enjoy this sport.
Especially then when you say, okay, we would like to earn some medals somewhere in the future right now. Yeah. So with a national team, then you have really then also the reflection of these success for the kids, saying, okay, I would like also to win medals at the Olympic Games or World Championships or whatever. Then you have the normal motivation for the kids. Yeah. Saying, okay, these guys won the gold, bronze, or silver medal somewhere. This is something you can also do with the sport of water polo, and not only with baseball or soccer, for example. We have or you mentioned before that the world tournament the last couple of weeks was very good for you and your team. With some really good results, and also close results also against the top teams. And when I talk to other coaches or other people from the water polo community, I heard so many times, okay, it's not so easy to play against Japan. They are so strong, flexible, so they have really produced or developed their own style. Yeah. Is it, so what do you think, what is your style of Japanese water polo then growing over the last couple of years? So that other teams saying, okay, I don't want to play against Japan. It's so hard or complicated or whatever, I don't know. So but this is the feedback I receive so many times, and right now when we have the main key person here, maybe you can give us some more information about the philosophy of your team growing over the last couple of years.
Okay. First of all, I would like to say that this Japan system was not created by me. So it's the former head coach Yoji Omoto created this style of water polo.
Yeah, I'm through.